Hello class and welcome here. As I had promised when I made an announcement back on Friday that I would have a video giving a breakdown of what we're about ready to encounter in terms of week 3, and I would have this done by late Sunday evening. Well, here is the video. So very important again that everybody look at this video, and again I'm going to post that in the announcements with the initial link to the video. It is imperative for everyone to look at this video in terms of instruction, clarity, and direction regarding this course. So this video, and the reason why I expressed that is very important to look at, and the reason why is before I present the week 3 content, there's just a few things that I need to cover here. First thing, and I can't emphasize this enough, is submitting timely assignments. Now, the week 2 assignment was due last night before midnight, and I'm looking at the submissions, and I see that there's some submissions that weren't made. I'm letting you all know that a point deduction follows that, and I'm letting everybody know this as well, that if I don't get work submitted from you, that's a 0, which ultimately will lead to a failing grade. Now, I am not endeavoring as your instructor to fail anybody. And I'm going to be completely honest. But however, though, it is your decision. And you have to put in the effort to be able to keep up with the content of this course. So, for example, the announcement that I made last week in terms of our weekly discussion threads. When I say that an initial post is due on Thursday night, and I have it uploaded here in the course shell within the calendar in terms of the due date for our discussion activities, you have to have your initial posts made to the discussion threads within a timely manner. And just as I have it timed within the schedule of the course content, and it does give you a notification of when they're due, I expect everyone by Thursday evening to make their initial post within the discussion threads. When it comes to the weekly assignments, the same thing. We're going to take a similar approach to that. That those assignments are to be turned in by Saturday night. And again, you do get notification through D2L here within the course shell that the assignments are coming up due. So the decision is up to yours. Effective time management is a must because this is an asynchronous course. We are not meeting face-to-face by Zoom. As a matter of fact, the methods of instruction that I'm using here, as you can tell, is that I do a weekly video just like this, and I upload it through YouTube. But then also within the description here, as you can see with week 3, I do post a lecture. And then also within the required course materials, if you click on this, I do have PowerPoints that I have created, okay, which further elaborates the content that we're covering. And it is based within the text readings. So again, if you all have any questions, you know my hours of contact and where you can reach me. Reach out to me to discuss the matter. Professor Black, I'm falling behind a little bit. Can I give a little bit more time? I'm more than willing to work with you all. But I have to hear from you. I just can't make a mere assumption that you're going to turn in the work. It doesn't work that way. There are due dates that are due for every action item and for every assignment within this course. So again, this is my message to everyone, not a plea, but a message. Submit your assignments within a timely manner and effectively use time management, because I will fail you if you don't. Now, I don't mean to be brash, I don't mean to be blunt, but every instructor and professor that you encounter will have somewhat of a similar approach. Now, do we all have different methods in terms of our instruction? Absolutely. Yes, we do. We have different methods that we use in terms of our teaching and facilitation to bring the material to you. There are different activities that each and every one of us will use. Now, you may notice that there are some similarities between your instructors and professors, but then also you can probably identify and tell the contrast, that there is a difference within our style. Okay, with that being said, let's get into the meat of this video. And the one thing I want to do here is bring this to your attention. As you know, this happens to be a 7.5-week course. The material is accelerated. I call this an accelerated course. That's what it is. Not only is it asynchronous, where we're not meeting face to face, but it's also accelerated because material is being broken down from a 15-week traditional course into a 7.5-week course. That's what you are experiencing. So what I want to do is officially present to you, and I made this already clear in my announcements, but I said what I was going to do was put together a video instruction to explain the final project that you're going to do for this course. So, with that being said, as you're looking at this, go to your content section, go to week 7.5, that's 7.5, click on it, that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to go down and I'm going to pull the instructions up for you all to explain what the course, what the final assignment happens to be. So if you click on the assignment itself, here are the instructions right here. And this happens to be, let me kind of blow this up a little bit so that everybody can see it. It is a little small. The text is a little bit small here. If I could just figure out the Mac. Here we go. Nope. Find in document text. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Let's just move on here. Oh, here it is. See? Even your instructor needs help sometimes because this happens to be in a PDF. All right. So I kind of blew this up and magnified it, and let me break it down to you all. And what I'm saying to you all is this. Begin to do your research now as we are going into week number 3, bit by bit and piece by piece for this final assignment. This is the final project that's going to be due in the final week of the course. And this is going to require for you all to do some research. So begin to look through this right now. And as you can see, it's broken up into different sections. So, as I've taught this course on numerous occasions before, and if this happened to have been a 15-week course that we were engaging in, this would have been given to you in sections. It's called scaffolding, where each section would have been due a different week. However, though, because this happens to be only a 7.5-week course, you are going to turn this project in, complete it all together. So, it's a paper. That's what it is, your final project. And what you're going to do, here's the scenario. You are the sole proprietor of a restaurant establishment called Quest Cuisine. Now, the name of the restaurant has to be Quest Cuisine. All right? This happens to be an imaginary restaurant. Okay, it's not an actual restaurant that's based in a location anywhere within the Pennsylvania area or even where I happen to be at, which is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So the objective of this course, the objective of the assignment, pardon me, is that it's centered around what this course is, cost control within the food industry. Okay, which is engaging management. We are talking about employee morale. We're talking about overhead costs. Your task is to do this. Okay? The main part of it is that you want to be able to keep overhead but minimize all of the related expenses within the restaurant to where you're going to come out with a cushionable profit. That is the objective. So, for example here, I want you to write an introduction of what the restaurant is. Again, you're going to call it Quest Cuisine. In your next section, okay, which is going to be the body of your paper, you're going to talk about recipes, unit conversions, and yield cost. Okay, and you can reflect somewhat and you on the text readings, Okay, because this is based on, it's not taking out the text, but it is, let's say this, I have created this and I've kind of used examples of the text, but I have come up with, let's say, for example, some different measurements or different, pretty much using the same terms and definitions. You're going to talk about purchase process. You're going to talk about receiving and storage and employee organization. You're going to talk about revenue management, income statements, and discussing other expenses. And you're going to give me a summary and conclusion. Okay, so let me kind of just wrap this up and summarize it here. This is going to be the final assignment. I want you all to look over the instructions. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me because I can go into further detail one-on-one in terms of what's really expected within this assignment. But I want to present this to you right now going into week number 3 so that everybody is aware not to start at the last minute. This assignment happens to be due in the final week. Do not wait until 2 days before the due date of the assignment in the final week to try to complete this. But this happens to be the final project, okay? So begin to think about it now. Look over the sections, begin to do your research, and begin to gradually put together your rough draft. Okay, so week number 3. That's what we are officially in. We have entered into week number 3. So here are the expectations. We're going to talk about recipe costing, the cost of recipes. And of course, coming up this week, there are discussion threads and activities, as every week. These are going to be due on Thursday night. So you have 2 discussion threads that you have to give your initial response to. Okay, one is going to deviate you away from doing the simple mathematics. Okay, and so with that first discussion post, you're going to talk about specifics for a standard recipe. Okay, and you're going to use, like for example, what would be your own ingredients in so many words to put this recipe together. Discussion 2, week number 3, as you engage in this question. Okay, psychological pricing. Again, I kind of use the textbook somewhat as a foundation, but I want you to talk about how psychological pricing appeals to you when you look at a variant of prices that happens to be on the menu when you're out at a restaurant. The assignment, which is going to be due next Saturday night. And this is what you're going to do. You're going to submit an assignment on product differentiation, which happens to be a marketing strategy. Okay, and this is what a chef would put within their menu to make their products, okay, appealing or alluring to different customers. Now, there's uniqueness, and let's just say, for example, comparing your product with the competitor's product, there's got to be something unique that stands out. And to me, this is identified as a process of branding. Branding happens to be a marketing term. There's something within the branding of your product on your menu that makes it stand out from your competitors. So give me a summary of this within 400 to 600 words and follow APA format. Again, this assignment, your week 3 assignment, is going to be due next Saturday night. That wraps up week number 3 in terms of what I expect for you to be done as we go into Monday, October the 23rd, and as we start this week. Remember, everyone, I am taking weekly attendance. Attendance has already been taken for week number 2. And what I mentioned a little bit earlier at the beginning of this video, submit assignments within a timely manner, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a good evening, everybody. This is Professor Javier Black signing off. Take care.